that empowers, enlightens, and informs.
Follow the leader.
Follow the leader at KBLA 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
Keep following the leader.
Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss it. Is there something wrong with that?
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my nip.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
You're not roommates. You're husband and wife. Preacher
Julie,
said, and now you are one. He did not pronounce you a joint venture.
combining checking accounts, working out of the same pot, together you're a team. Regardless of who brings in the money, it is your money. You guys together as a couple.
Ladies and gentlemen, the VOR, the voice of reason, is on fire tonight. We have an amazing topic. We got an amazing guest. The phone calls are pouring in. Before I get back to it, Beloved Entertainment and the Miracle Theater Foundation presents Sweet Spot Live with KBLA's own Angelique Francis this Sunday, November 17th. Angelique is live on stage featuring storytellers from the community, colorful and provocative. It's all happening this Sunday, November 17th, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time at the Miracle Theater in Inglewood, California. That's located at 226 South Market Street. Get your tickets now at themiracleinglewood.com. All right, themiracleinglewood.com. We'll see you there at the Sweet Spot. I'm going to be there. It's going to be great. Charles, really quickly. Callie Soul, who was just on the line from Colorado, she had another question. She said, Zoe, ask Charles to elaborate on the zero tax bracket, please. She was like, what exactly is that? Can you go deeper? What is it? How does it work? How do you get to 0% tax bracket? Talk to us.
Well, if you have income less than the standard deduction and the exemptions, number of exemptions in your household. Let's say you have 5 children, and you have personal exemption, you have the children's exemptions, you've got standard deduction. If you earn less than the combination of your standard deduction and the number of exemptions, then you are at 0 tax bracket. It's very simple. You can go to any search engine, find out what the every year it changes. It goes up, it notches up every year. But whatever year you're looking at, if you haven't filed in 3 years, it'll be different for each one of the 3 years. You look it up, what's the personal exemption, what's standard deduction, add it up. And in many cases, you'd be surprised. I mean, $14,000, $15,000, $20,000, depending on the number of exemptions you have,
Wow.
can be untaxed. And we call that 0.
Wow. Heavy stuff. And yeah, your relation, I'm having revelations about relationships. Your relationships are taxed. If you live here, your relationships are being taxed whether you like it or not. Am I correct?
It's the American way. What people don't realize is in every relationship, everybody's got a parent, right? Well, now if we're talking straight, people want to know what's going on. They want to know on the Zoe show what's going on. You got to put the parent. IRS is a super parent in the room. The IRS is a super parent in the relationship. And the people that don't recognize that, they get hurt.
The IRS is your relationship's parent?
Yes, sir.
Please elaborate before we move to the next caller. I need you to elaborate on that.
It doesn't matter who you are, husband, the wife, a parent with a working child at home. Everybody's out there with needing income. I mean, income's how you go from one day to the next and you don't get wet when it rains.
Okay.
Okay, so you got to pay the tax on it. IRS isn't going anywhere. You're going to, except for that zero tax bracket, everybody in the household, and every household has got IRS indelibly a part of the relationship of being by yourself or being in a family with children and elder care parents and a wife or a husband. If you recognize that IRS is the super parent and they are wanting to keep track of where are you, what you doing, what kind of income are you spending off, because we're participating in your income experiences. So when people come to understand, and they tell you this in law school, but you don't have to go to law school if you listen to the Zoe show.
Right.
IRS is the super parent. They're indelibly intermixed and forever in the relationships. And just as your last guest mentioned, you've got to address it. It's a business. You've said it. She said it. I've said it. A relationship is a business, and you can't ignore the tax aspect.
So just like your real parents, at some point you got to go talk to them. You got to talk to them. Wow.
Or they'll come to talk to you. And every time a parent busts down the room when you were sitting in there as a child, they had a ruler in their hand or a stern conversation right behind them.
Right. No, that's real. That's real. We got callers on the line. You ready to talk to them?
Yep.
Hey, we got Nazarene X from Atlanta, Georgia. Nazarene, what are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Love, IRS, imaginary relationship supervisor.
Not imaginary.
All that is.
It's real.
Well, that's the point, right? We got a lot of imaginary friends since childhood and all of that. Like, our imagination is what's under attack in a lot of ways, right? Because we're interacting with an entity that is manifesting on earth through quote-unquote registered agents, those who believe they have the authority to carry on these marching orders that they've chosen to accept, acknowledge, etc. I've never met anyone named IRS.
They know you. They know you, though.
No, they should. Everybody should. Everybody should. Whoever concerned with me should know who they communicating through.
Yeah, I'm glad you caught yourself. You did a real good job.
We gotta keep it in the groove, right?
Now, I gotta ask you this though. Do you have a question for Charles, man? He's on the line. You might as well.
I do. In the law's eyes, it seems like regardless, you're being recognized as a business entity. That's who's filing or paying taxes, etc., right? So one of the questions that I had, just for the sake of having the internal library or Rolodex, because we don't have necessarily the menu of the codes provided to us by the IRS. Like the same way they'll come to our house to so-called collect, they won't come to our house to give us the playbook, which is part of the problem too.
You're right.
But are there things such as research and development, the whole, team building exercises, environmental services? Like, how do we classify our doings and engagements in strides so that we're aware of the types of potential write-offs or exemptions and so forth that may marry up?
Well, you've got in business for a profit, in business for not a profit. It's that simple. You're A or B. It doesn't go into 18 flavors, 38 flavors, A or B. You're for a profit, you're not for a profit, and both of them get deductions. And again, Section 212, if you don't remember anything else, 212, gives you the ability to write off anything that was done, spent, used for the production of income.
I'm with you. Not 112, it's 212.
212.
212.
Love, I appreciate you, Uncle Charles. Thank you, family.
Hey, thank
Much
you,
love.
Nazarene X. Guess what you just did?
ATL.
ATL is in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call us 1-800-920-1580. Charles is in here cooking. Now, he produced a list, and I think this list is important. Like if you're building a relationship, and of course he started, we talked about step one, which was communication, right? Being able to communicate openly. And I made it clear. I think a lot of people struggle with real conversations, whether they be psychological, emotional, traumatic, but I think they also struggle with the financial discussion as well. And, you know, Charles's first tip was, again, communication is key. Open and honest communication about finances in relationship are essential. He said, discuss financial goals, spending habits, and budgeting strategies to ensure both partners are on the same page. Now, let's move to the second one. This one is a little tricky, and I need you to break it down. Establish a joint budget. Create a joint budget that outlines income, expenses, saving goals, and debt repayment plans. This will help both partners track their financial progress and make informed decisions together. A lot of people talk about trust in a relationship, but do we have trust in the money that we have to share? A lot of people don't trust their partner knowing exactly what they have. This is why financial infidelity is a big thing. Secret accounts. Can we talk about the trust that's needed in order to establish a joint budget? Talk to me, Charles.
Well, we're in a category of essential. Just put it all under the category of essential, because if it's not in the conversation, if it's not on the table, every relationship, man, woman, every kind of relationship can be sitting at the table is going to put that budget together, just as you said. And if IRS's money is not in their budget, well, then IRS will come knocking and get it.
Wow. So these are things that are essential. These tips that you're providing me are absolutely essential. We have to have a joint budget if we're in a serious relationship.
And in that budget is every aspect of life, the rent, the utilities, the car payments, the going on vacation, God bless you if you get to do it, and parent IRS.
It just feels awkward to call the IRS daddy or mama. But that's what it is. That's what it is.
Gotta wake it up. Well, gotta wake them up, so.
Wow. Your third tip is set financial goals together. What if you guys have divergent purposes? Like you're in a different field, she's in a different field. Are financial goals just a particular amount? Like, yo, we want to, in year 5, we want to be millionaires. Is that the financial goal? Or do our purposes have to be aligned in some kind of way? You said work together to set short-term and long-term financial goals. What's the best way to do that?
To determine how you want to live your life. Every aspect of life comes at a cost. If you want to go out and be having a date night when you're married to keep that relationship, keep the flame going, you got to put in the money for a date night. What kind of relationship do you want? Mill and grindstone? Or do you want to pepper it with good times, with friends and long weekends? And so you've got to determine what you want out of life and then back into it with the numbers.
So in 3 to 5 years, I want to purchase a home. We want to purchase a home together. We want that home to be in Las Vegas, Henderson. Let's do that, right? We want to go to Henderson, Las Vegas. We want to be able to purchase a home. After purchasing that home, or while purchasing that home, we still want to be able to pour into our retirement plan. And while all of this is happening, we still want to be able to vacation at some point. How do we set up the strategy in order to execute all three of those?
You just did. You outlined your life. How do you want to live your life? What are the things in life that are important? And as you identify and as you agree as a couple as to what's important, what you want the house in Henderson. And you want to be able to go to football weekends with friends to wherever you went to school or wherever one of your best buddies went to school and enjoy all that is in life. Then you have to put it on the page. You just can't go with no reconciliation to the reality of the money. And look, when you put it on the paper, if when you put all the income and the sources and the plans on the paper and it doesn't work, you're much better off getting an eraser on top of the pencil and figuring it out at the dinner table than you are getting halfway to Vegas and you run out of gas.
Okay, now I got to ask. Is the economy as good as it can be, or are we in one of those bad times? Or
we're about to go into the golden age.
We're about to go.
That's personal.
Got it.
I think so. I mean, you asked me what I think. I think we're about to go into the golden age with the deregulation that started. It started about 3 days ago. The deregulation was the stranglehold of business. And I don't care what kind of culture, what kind of business, what kind of environment you're living in, it's been regulated to a point of strangulation. And about 3-4 days ago, everybody in the country heard that we've got somebody absolutely dead committed to deregulate America. And when America's deregulated, so stand back. It's
enterprise,
the best time
business,
you're going to experience.
I remember when they deregulated the ATM machines. I bought a couple.
Yes.
And it was a good time. Listen, stay there. Don't go anywhere. Charles T. Almond is on fire tonight. Let's get it.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580. Are you an entrepreneur looking to take your business to new heights? KBLA Talk 1580 is your partner in success. Every day, we celebrate and elevate Black-owned businesses across our community. Our KBLA SMB Marketplace currently features The Cookie Dip, Badass Bakes, Hair Concoction, Higher Education Accreditation Consulting, LACC Radiology Technology Department, and Malik Books. Your business deserves to be heard. Let KBLA Talk 1580 amplify your voice and connect you with our powerful community of listeners. Email smb@kbla1580.com today. That's smb@kbla1580.com. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black. KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 is committed to self-care and community well-being. Walk Good LA was formed in June 2020, inspired by the Black Lives Matter movement and the beginning stages of the COVID-19 pandemic. What began as a few minutes of breath work and yoga meditation before protests against police brutality turned into a safe space for the community to heal in hard times. The immensely positive response from the community transformed the momentum into a movement. Today, Walk Good LA is a Black and Brown-led community wellness organization based in Los Angeles. They provide spaces for healing through community yoga classes, guided meditations, hikes, run clubs, and other activations throughout Los Angeles that attract hundreds of members weekly. With the help of Propel and Michael B. Jordan, they now have a yoga and wellness studio in Los Angeles called the Walk Good Yard. To join their mailing list and connect with healing spaces, please visit walkgoodla.org. That's walkgoodla.org. Or find them on Instagram at walkgoodla. This is a community call to action, a community call to healing from KBLA Talk 1580.
Yeah.
Look,
California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Hello, I'm Jeremy from TurboTax with some information for divorced and legally separated taxpayers. Let's face it, the last thing you're thinking of when going through a divorce is your taxes. But once the dust settles and everything is finalized, it's time to catch up with some new tax rules you may be subject to now. If you have children, you may wonder which parent gets to claim their exemptions. Although the general rule is the child must live with you during the year to claim them as a dependent, a non-custodial parent can still take the exemption. Generally, all you need to do is get the custodial parent's permission and have them sign an IRS Form 8332. But if you are the custodial parent, you may not want to give up the potential tax savings. Either way, only one parent can claim the exemption. Alimony payments may also present a new type of income or deduction that you never dealt with before. If you receive these payments, it is taxable and must be included in your income. However, if you are the one making the alimony payments, you can claim a deduction for them. Unfortunately, sometimes getting a divorce can be an expensive process. Although most costs are not deductible, you can, however, deduct attorney fees that relate to tax advice or for obtaining alimony. For more tax tips and guidance, visit turbotax.com.
See, and I'm listening to my brother Charles, and Charles has this exhaustive list, and we're going through them step by step, each point, all the way up to 10, for when you're serious about somebody, right? You guys are outlining your future together. But that little video right there from Tax Turbo, when it all crumbles, you got to tear this scaffolding down. And you got to adjust. But like he said, the IRS is the parent. That's going to be there whether you're with somebody or not, correct?
Correct.
Wow, this is heavy. All right, let's get back to your list. Let's go back.
Okay.
Set financial goals together. And I think this is where some trepidation comes in. You got to work together to set short-term, long-term Oh, no, we already did that one. No. This is the one that's going to be tough. Number 4. Designate financial roles. Oh, my God. Assign responsibilities for managing finances, such as paying bills, monitoring accounts, and tracking expenses. Divide tasks based on each other's strengths and interests. Talk to me.
Let me tell you a story about one of my clients that sort of made it all very crystal clear to me what can happen more than it can't in America. Husband's doing very well. He's 1099. He's in sales, and he does better every year, and he started off just killing it. The wife is a hell of a cook. She makes Betty Crocker look like she's burning her fingers in the kitchen.
Okay.
They go off. They have a perfect marriage. They do what they do, and it's wonderful for 25 years. Then something happens at work, and the money's not there, but they're living the high life for 25 years, and the wife's never seen the tax return. He signs her name. She says, "No, I don't want to see it. You just sign. You're taking this. We're playing roles. Your role is the big breadwinner. She has a great job at Coca-Cola, but he's the big swinging money earner." And she says, "Your role is you take care of the financial well-being of the couple, and I'm going to have dinner on table. We're going to live to be 100. Good cooking. No GMOs, everything's organic, and it's a bargain that just survives as the American way. That's what you want. Those kind of roles, those healthy kind of roles. Well, all of a sudden, things fell off at work. Hell, he lost his job. He never told her. Didn't have the guts to tell her that this great big paycheck that's coming around the mountain ain't coming no more. And so all the money he earned, he got cut loose end of the year. All the money he'd earned during the year, he had a $250,000 tax liability, though. What'd he do? He didn't say anything. He just stopped filing taxes. Life's good. Everybody's digesting good food, just like everybody always is used to. Now, 3 years hence, IRS comes knocking on the door and saying, "Well, here it is. You owe a couple, $3,000, $100,000, and we're here to collect." She said, "What? My role is cooking, cleaning, getting everything in a domestic way."
Wait.
Tony's responsible for it. Well,
don't give it away yet.
You know what happened. You know what happened.
Don't give it away yet, Charles. Hold tight. When we come forward, Charles is going to tell you the outcome of this disaster. We got a lot to talk about.
Money's too tight to mention. Oh, money, money, money. We're talking about 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 money, money.
He's on fire tonight. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with 4 things you should know from BIN News. There was a solemn ceremony held in Tulsa, Oklahoma on Tuesday. It was to rebury the remains of individuals exhumed in the search for victims of the 1921 Tulsa Race Massacre. The massacre happened May 31st and June 1st, 1921, when a mob of white people attacked black people in North Tulsa's Greenwood area, which was also known as Black Wall Street. California State Superintendent Tony Thurmond, who is black, is opposing President-elect Trump's plan to eliminate the U.S. Department of Education. President-elect Trump is naming former Arkansas Governor Mike Huckabee to be the U.S. ambassador to Israel. In a statement on Tuesday, Trump called Huckabee a great public servant, governor, and leader in faith for many years. And a new Louisiana law that requires the 10 Commandments to be posted in public school classrooms has been put on hold. Opponents sued, arguing that it is a violation of the separation of church and state. Get BIN News on demand 24/7 at BINnews.com.
Lowe's knows you want to get more value for the holiday. That's why, as a My Lowe's Rewards member, you get new member deals every week on everyday essentials, tools, and more. Program subject to terms and conditions. See Lowe's.com/terms for full details, subject to change.
Follow the leader.
KBLA Talk 1580.
Follow the leader.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram at KBLA 1580.
Follow the leader.
Are you ready?
The station leading the way with exclusive interviews,
Follow the leader.
stimulating conversation, and intellectual discourse that empowers, enlightens, and informs.
Follow the leader.
Follow the leader at KBLA 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
Keep following the leader.
Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
Tips to help improve basic steps for building a budget in 2024. Building a budget can help you achieve and reach your financial goals. With a budget, you can keep track of your spending, avoid and get out of debt, limit overspending, pay bills on time, and build solid savings habits. What's the best way to get started? Figure out how much to set aside for expenses, like rent, mortgage, bills, groceries, and entertainment. Understanding your past financial habits can help you make the proper adjustments for your budget. Adjusting to a budget can take time as you work to find the right balance, but keep working on it. For more financial health tips, visit chase.com or stop by a local branch. This segment is sponsored by J.P. Morgan Chase & Company.
To the 100 million people who owe the IRS money, this message is for you. We've helped tens of thousands of people close the door on their tax debt. So if you feel like you're stuck in a hole with IRS tax debt, then this is the easiest way to get a resolution quickly. To qualify for a no-pay or low-pay resolution, visit taxclosure.org to get free from the IRS once and for all.
To keep your bank accounts, income, and assets secure, tax closure is your same-day cure.
If you say you care about the community, you have to also care about the climate. We're KBLA Talk 1580, and we've got your black. KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminds you, when we fight, we win. The Youth Justice Coalition is challenging America's addiction to incarceration and discrimination. YJC works to dismantle policies leading to mass incarceration, law enforcement violence, and the school-to-prison pipeline. Their approach, transformative justice, community intervention, free LA high school, legal defense, and system monitoring. YJC promotes safety without relying on prisons. Their goal, prevent system contact and help people exit the system through direct action, advocacy, and education. Want to get involved or need help? Call 323-235-4243. That's 323-235-4243. Join YJC in creating change. When we fight, we win. KBLA Talk 1580, your voice for justice. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
The smarter way to clean your floors. It's time to make the swap. Swiffer Power Mop.
Introducing the new Swiffer Power Mop, the all-in-one tool that gives you a mop and bucket clean in half the time. The solution's built right in, so no heavy bucket, and the pad has hundreds of scrubbing strips to get deep into grout. Don't mop harder, mop smarter.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
Hey there, Los Angeles. This is James Lucky Jr., publisher and editor of Los Angeles News Observer. Are you hungry for news that matters to you in the African-American communities of Los Angeles? Well, buckle up, because we got the scoop you've been craving. Stay in the know and never miss a beat with our free weekly publications conveniently available near you. Or hop on the digital wave and become an exclusive subscriber at OGNSC.com. Don't forget to join the party on Instagram and Twitter at OGNSCINC for behind-the-scenes access and sizzling updates. No more FOMO. Let's stay informed, connected, and empowered together.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Living room flow, play Nintendo with Seasonino. Pick up my phone, say Papa not home. Sex all night, mad head in the moon. Spin my V, smoke on my weed, tattoo on you saying B.I.G. Now check it, you wanna be my man squeeze, baby? Don't you? You wanna give me what I need, baby? Won't you? Picture life as my wife, just think. Full length, make fat X and old links. Bracelets to match, conversation was all that. Showed you the safe combinations and all that. Guess you can say you's the one I trusted. Who would ever think that you would spread like mustard? Got hot, you sent feds to my spot. Took me to court, tried to take all I got. Another intricate plot. The said I raped her. Damn, why she wanna stick me for my paper? My mosquito off my Versace.
Hello, I'm Jill from TurboTax with some interesting information about the filing status options available to unmarried taxpayers. Because of preferential tax brackets that apply to the married filing jointly status, couples who file a joint return will oftentimes pay less income tax in comparison to filing separately. In addition, joint filers are eligible to take a standard deduction that's double that of a single taxpayer. However, since the IRS only allows a couple to file a joint tax return if the state they reside in recognizes the relationship as a legal marriage, unmarried couples are never eligible to file joint returns. Keep in mind, though, that the IRS does not require you to be legally married for an entire tax year before filing a joint return. Even if your wedding is on December 31st, the IRS will consider you as being married for that tax year. This allows you and your new spouse to enjoy all the benefits of filing jointly for the year in which your wedding happened. If you don't plan on getting married in the near future, there are other filing statuses that couples can use on their separate income tax returns. When unmarried couples have children together, the head of household filing status is oftentimes available, but only to the parent who is responsible for paying more than half the cost of maintaining the home where the child resides for more than half the year. Filing as head of household provides you with a larger standard deduction and allows you to take advantage of tax brackets that are more favorable than those available to single taxpayers. If you are not eligible to use the head of household filing status, you can always file your return as a single taxpayer. Remember, when you use TurboTax to file your tax return, we'll ask you simple questions and recommend the best filing status for you. For more information about this and other tax topics,
Charles? Relationships are not an easy journey, man. Charles, I don't know if you know, man. When I come on here, we have some of the deepest philosophical, spiritual, psychological topics about relationships. But this is just as deep. And you were in the middle of a story. You were at what happened to the wife who was
so
just
the wife
cooking?
Is an executive. Wife is an executive at Coca-Cola. I mean, she's no slacker. She's top drawer people. And they had their roles, and they were well defined for a lifetime. But she takes one look at him through the side of her eyes after the IRS is standing in the doorway, looks at Tony and says, "You betrayed our relationship. This is a severe breach of trust. How is it I don't know anything about these troubles?" Revenue officer standing on the porch, he doesn't care. Mm-hmm. The housemaker, homemaker, Coke executive doesn't know. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm here to collect the full six-figure amount, and I'll take a check. And they look at each other and say, "Well, would you rather have a ham sandwich? Because that's all we got."
Wow.
So guess what Tony does? He gets on the phone and he calls everybody he's ever had a pitcher of beer with. He finds out that there's this guy named Charles T. Allman III who's a tax attorney. He dials me up. They come over to my office. We sit down. So I know you know what happened.
Yeah.
We filled out the one form, the only form IRS communicates with if you owe them money, 433A. We filled out that one form because Tony's out of work. Tony's out of work.
So
they don't have the ability to pay. IRS put them in currently not collectible. Tony and his wife got a government-authorized zero pay plan. We saved the marriage.
Wow. So that's the zero pay option that many people don't know about.
Nobody knows about it unless they're listening to your show.
Wow. Wow, this is deep. We got callers on the line. Do you want to talk to them?
As many as we can.
Let's do it. Come on. We going to Florida this whole round trip. Mimi from Jacksonville, Florida. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic? Do you have questions for Charles?
Yes, I do. Hey, Zoe. Hey, everyone. Great, great, great. I love it. I would like to circle back to the financial infidelity and sharing information with each other as a couple. I have a two-part question. Nowadays, in 2024, sometimes people don't want to share their passwords to their phones. So now you're asking people, suggesting that people share their financial information. And what I want to know, the benefits, the pros, the cons, married couples, unmarried couples, whether you're married or not married. I think that a woman, as a woman, I'm always thinking about protecting myself. And I just want to be, honest and vulnerable and transparent and all that jazz. I really do. But I don't know at this point in my life if I'm ready to just say, okay, this is what I have. This is my checking, my savings, my 401, my IRA, my, all the things. And he's telling me like 30% of what he's got, and you know what I'm saying?
No, I get it.
Like, that's smart.
I say you can stay private. You can stay private and not share every little thing you have, and he can stay private and not share everything he has, but the things that have legal significance, the things that have legal severe repercussions have to come out on the table, and that's not full disclosing your wealth or his belongings, but the things that have legal significance, their tax returns, are they filed? Share those tax returns, and then everybody else can go to their corners and keep it until you're comfortable. You don't have to share until you're both comfortable. But on the things that are this important, if you don't share, there's going to be a loser. And guess what? It's not going to be just one. There's going to be two losers in the relationship because it will disband.
Wait, stay right there, both of you. Don't go anywhere. When we come forward, Mimi from Jacksonville, Florida is going to continue her conversation with Charles Allman.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
This season, Chevy brings classic pairings, cookies and milk, mistletoe and kisses, and your holiday plans and a new Chevy. Silverado 1500 gives you power and capability with 430 pound-feet of torque to haul your holiday tree. The Equinox EV and all-new Equinox, America's best compact SUV for new vehicle quality by J.D. Power, offer both confidence and style to see you through the holiday season. It's easy to see why Chevy makes everything better and brighter. Find your red tag. Get 0% APR financing for 36 months on select popular Chevy models when you finance with GM Financial. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. Award based on 2024 models for J.D. Power 2024 U.S. Initial Quality Study Award information. Visit jdpower.com/awards. Offer available on all 2025 Equinox and 2024 Silverado, Equinox EV, Blazer EV, and Silverado EV models. Monthly payment is $28.60 for every $1,000 you finance. Example down payment is 22.2%. Must finance with GM Financial. Some customers may not qualify. Not available with lease and some other offers. Take new retail delivery by 12/2/24.
Medicare open enrollment is here, and it's a time you can make changes to your health coverage. Yet, watch out for enrollment and marketing scams. Remember, Medicare will neither call you nor solicit your business. Guard your card. Never give out your Medicare number to strangers. Unsolicited Unsolicited calls, door-to-door visits, and emails are prohibited. Take your time. Don't feel pressured to make a quick decision. Report scams to our California Senior Medicare Patrol at 1-855-613-7080.
Always night pads are designed for a perfect night's sleep. So you can do your bear hugging a pillow thing, your free falling starfish thing, your burritoed in a blanket with the AC blasting thing. While Always night pads with rapid dry do there, we've got your back with fast absorbency and up to 10 hours of protection thing. So while your period's doing its own thing, Always lets you do your sleep thing. Shop for Always in-store or online, wherever you get your pads.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminds you that we keep us safe. The Live Your Life organization mentors young women, helping them break negative mindsets and see beyond their surroundings. Through career exposure and hands-on training, they're encouraged to think big, stay focused, and make positive choices. Founded by Nikisha Mama Boo Smith, who transformed her life to become a community leader. Live Your Life is changing lives, but they need your help. They're raising funds to keep their new building open and expand their program. Your donations will support food, clothes, hygiene products, and holiday giveaways. Visit liveyourlife32.com. That's LIVEYOLIFE32.com to help today. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Ladies and gentlemen, the VOR. My playlist is my co-host. You already know what it is. What was that? Aloe Black? Come on. Come on. In here cooking. We on fire tonight. You already know what it is. The voice of reason. We have an amazing conversation. We got an amazing guest. Charles Almond is on the phone. And, of course, he was talking with Mimi out of Jacksonville, Florida. Tonight's topic is about taxes. And people don't understand our intimate relationships are taxed. Even when we're single, we're being taxed. And we have to have a strategy and a plan for that. And as we've been outlining, these are difficult conversations that many people bypass before it's too late. Mimi, you were asking Charles a question, and I want to make sure that that question is restated so we can hear it again.
Okay. Whether you are a married couple or a single couple, I consider myself to be a smart woman. You know what I'm saying? I have a soft-spoken voice, but you know what I'm saying? Your girl has some sense. And I just don't, how much am I supposed to share? I mean, I'm a vulnerable, transparent, yada, yada, all the things. But I want to be intelligent about this thing. I mean, I live in Florida. It's a community property state. I'm all for prenuptial agreements and all the things. But if I come in saying, okay, look, I love you to pieces, you're my everything, I'm telling you everything that I have, my thing, and he doesn't tell me everything he has, and I get messed up in the end, that's my fault, right?
Well, Charles said you can stay private and he can stay private, right, Charles? Where did Charles go? Do we have him? Charles, you there? Did we lose Charles?
Oh, wow.
I hope we didn't lose Charles. Charles, don't be lost to us. Let's get him back in here. Charles, are you there? Oh, Andy's checking right now. But no, he just said that you both could go private if you want.
Yeah.
But he
And
also
did,
said you have
yeah.
to reveal the stuff that has some legal ramifications.
And that's what I wanted to ask about. What was he referring to? Because I'm open to do that.
Charles, you're back?
I am. I don't know
Yes.
what happened, but no, I heard the question, and the question was, what should I keep private? What should I let the other spouse or to be close personal relationship have, and the secrets and confidences? Show each other your tax returns, because that's the most major place that you can have a life disruption that can't be fixed. Wow. That breach of trust, that infidelity is going to be showing up on the tax return. And I can't tell you how many times I'm brought into the divorces. We talked about this on your first show.
Right.
People in the corners of, I'm in one corner, you're in the other corner. The two spouses are battling in a divorce court. Why? Because they had financial infidelity. And the only place, there's one-stop shopping for financial fidelity, and that's showing each other your tax returns. One stop.
Well, why don't we just file together?
You should.
That's what he said. You should. He did say that. Yeah.
Okay, that sounds good. I like that.
You know what, Mimi? I appreciate you for calling in. You had some great questions. Guess what you just did for us?
I brought Jacksonville, Florida into the building.
Jacksonville, Florida is in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, you know the routine. The number to dial, 1-800-920-1580. We're going to Nzinga, Pensacola, Florida. We're going to stay in that sunshine state. Talk to us, Nzinga.
Okay. Yes, definitely sunshine. Winter has not come yet. Good evening, Mr. Allman. How are you?
Very well, very well.
Good. I have a two-part question, too. I missed some of the information in the beginning, but I just heard you, when you repeated it, you said the 433A for the government zero payment plan. How easy is that for a civilian to do that on their own? And when I say civilian, someone who's not familiar with tax code.
Yeah, tax closure. Taxclosure.org makes it falling off a turnip truck easy. Nothing could be easier. I'm telling you what, third graders can do it, and I know you've gone beyond third grade. I'll guarantee it. I don't know you, but I'll guarantee it. Tax closure does three things. It allows you to fill out that 433A, and every line has one video that tells you three things. One, it tells you, why is IRS asking this question? Number two, what's IRS going to do with this information? And number three, what are my taxpayer rights associated with the presentation of my financial condition and ability to pay? And I'm telling you right now, after 41 years, 9 out of 10 people, if they have their taxpayer rights, here's the funny thing about taxpayer rights. If you don't know them, you can't use them. And if you don't use them, you lose them. And that's it. That's the secret of tax closure. It gives you all your taxpayer rights. Give tax closure an hour of your time and go get your currently not collectible at checkout.
Wow.
Okay. And the last question I wanted to ask, with tax season coming up, how trustworthy are places like H&R Block and Jackson Hewitt? Because for a long time you hear people say, well, that's actually the IRS and stuff like that. So how trustworthy are those places for the everyday person trying to file their taxes?
Great question.
I would have two answers. 20 years ago, I would tell you that those big mills, tax mills, only are as good as the person they've trained, and those people are only as good as how much training they got. They give them good training, but, you have different levels of competency. But I would tell you today, they've almost taken the human being out of it with the sophisticated level of software. You go in there and you give them all your forms, and they have a little standard checklist to ask questions. Basically, they're not tax preparers. they're key punch operators. And I would tell you, you can rely on the major brands because they're not leaving the preparation of your tax to any one individual you're sitting across the table from.
Wow.
So no deductions, no nothing like that. They're just cut and dry. They're not looking to give you extra money.
No. That's not their job. Their job's key punch. You go in there and you tell them everything you know, but I haven't heard anybody come out of one of those big mills, like, I won't say any names, but we've talked about one or two here, that are inquiring, digging for more, saying there's more. No, they're not. That's not their job. Their job is to take what you give them and churn out a tax return on a key punch basis. Now, if you go to a CPA firm, a paid professional CPA firm that specializes in tax preparation, that's what you're looking for. If that's what you want, seek out a paid professional CPA to prepare your taxes. You'll get that. But you're not going to, as a general rule, you're not going to get it in the mill.
Wow.
Okay, that's good to know.
Wow.
All right, thank you so much.
No, wait. I got to ask you, what did you just do?
Oh, yeah. I brought Pensacola in the building. Grace
Pensacola in the building because of Nzinga. Listen, Charles, you've been on complete fire tonight. Seriously, I think you've helped a lot of people, man. Taxclosure.org. This is, man, and we got to do it again come tax season. See, they're not thinking about it right now. They're thinking about Santa and Rudolph and the gang. But I'm telling you, they're going to need you come tax season. Now, I have to ask you this question because it's part of your tips. Tip number 5, this is kind of hard for me to wrap my head around, or at least I'm playing that way so you can get in your wheelhouse of information. It says maintain individual independence. While joint finances are important, it's also essential for each partner to maintain some financial independence. Set aside discretionary funds for personal spending to avoid conflicts over money. Does my partner need to know about that? Is that a separate account? Is it a secret account? Can it be secret? Or do they have to know about the side account as well? Talk to me.
I think it's exactly what you say. It's very important to have your little slush funds. You don't always want to come hand out to your spouse or your partner. That gets old. That gets tiring. Hand out for what are we going to do for dinner tonight? Same old question. Gets tiring. Are we going to be able to go on vacation this year? Well, how much do you have? How much do I have? Well, you have as much as you want to contribute to the vacation, but let's say you put away $10,000 and the vacation's going to be $10,000. If your spouse isn't going to come up with $5,000 or something even better than $5,000, if they're not going to pay the whole way and they want you to take all your money that you've saved for little things that are important to you and you have to give it away, guess what you're building? You're building an unhappy nest.
Wow. Listen.
Don't invade.
Listen, you've been listening to the Voice of Reason live on KBLA Talk 1580. That's Charles T. Almond. Please, please, please go look him up, taxclosure.org. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for the information. And I'll see you tomorrow with another heater, the VOR. We still got a lot to talk about.
I free all my sons. I love them, baby. Black diamonds and pearls.
Could it be if you could be mine, we both shine?
If I rule the world,
still living for today.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.